Okay, so how do I describe this one? Alright, let me see where I could begin. And wow, this is loud in my ears. So, it's been a while. I know people have expected content from me. I've got nothing, and now all of a sudden here comes something, and it's like, what the hell is this? Where are all the games we want? Where's Dark Souls? And so here's the thing. I don't feel like playing a good majority of games right now. And along comes this really crazy looking dungeon crawler made by Nippon Ichi Software, and I don't mean just published by, I mean made by them. They developed this, and it's when they develop games, they're usually pretty good, usually pretty funny, pretty interesting, and decent storylines, etc. And here comes a dungeon crawler style game, and I love this genre. This genre tends to kick your ass even harder than Dark Souls or anything else could, for the most part, because it's just far more challenging. At least that's in my view anyway. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get like fucking 90 people going, oh, you're an idiot, Dark Souls is way more challenging, and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, it's a genre that I really like. I always enjoyed the traveling in the game. Like, you journey from point A to point B to point C, and you have to survive by your wits. And it's easy to get wiped out. It's easy to lose everything in a heartbeat if you're not paying attention or really thinking about it. It doesn't require you to move around like a lunatic, exploit game tactics and other crap that games like, for example, Dark Souls somewhat require you to do. Not entirely, but they do require advanced knowledge of how to do certain things, rolling and dodging in real time, stuff like that. I don't have to worry about that here. I can take my sweet ass time and think about it before I do anything. Unless the game moves in real time, in which it does, I'm fucked probably. There was one other game like this where it moved in real time and I was just terrible at it. But I mean, there was Mary Skelter Nightmares on the Vita. There was Dungeon Travelers, I think 2 it was called. There was Demon Gaze, Stranger Sword City, that was a really good one. And there were a bunch of other games. If you played anything on the PC, you probably played Legend of Grimrock 1 and 2, or at least Legend of Grimrock 1. That was a big one when it came out. It's the same kind of game. Now, if you want to really go back in time, we're talking about Wizardry, Bard's Tale. Trying to think of some other ones. There's a lot of games like this. This is a pretty classic genre. And the most well-known of this style of gameplay, I would say, is probably going to be found on the DS and 3DS, and that's the Etrian Odyssey series. Those are probably the best known, those are probably the best known of this genre on that platform. So yeah, bear with me here. I'm very rusty. It's been a long time since I've done something like this. Like, I didn't even know how to do it. The audio is being mixed through OBS completely now. I'm not even bothering with Audacity and all the bullshit I used to do. I'm just going with it straight up. But I love how I'm talking. There's this, like, mystical fucking music playing in the background. And, yeah, we should get started. So, sorry if this is not what you wanted to see, but, you know what? It gets to the point where I don't even know why I'm apologizing. I'm making a video. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. I'm not going to put a gun to your head and force you to watch it. But hopefully if you sit down and you sit down to this video and you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If not, then sorry I wasted your time. But, you know, my account is called The Waste of Time for reasons, let's just say. And, yeah, the only reason I would cut around is if this game seems to have a lot of storyline. So if there's a random-ass edit that occurs, it's because there was so much storyline and me contributing nothing to it that I felt like it was just time to skip ahead. But I'll summarize it if I best I can if that happens. Hopefully it does not, but let's see what happens.
Welcome to the Dusk Theater.
Ooh.
You're about to embark on an adventure filled with strange, wondrous happenings. And at the heart of this adventure, there resides a mysterious book. All shall unfold before your eyes. Together, we will see this story to its end. So it begins.
Huh. I've never seen a load screen. I've never heard a load screen have a narration like that. Uh-oh.
Here we are, the town of Refrain.
Oh, that sexy voice.
Wow! Look, Madam Junior! Crabbies! Little pinchy crabbies!
Oh god, that voice. Freshwater crabs from a nearby brook scuttle to and fro near the little girl's feet. The woman lowers her hood, her black hair shimmering as it cascades the length of her back, and the little girl does the same. But what?
Luca, I thought I told you to stay in the caravan. Get back inside now, or I'll turn you into a toad.
No! I don't want to be a toad. I'll go back. I'll go back.
Yes, please go back and stop talking. Oh god.
This is why I hate kids.
Dronia takes out a letter and begins to read it. The broken sealing wax on the letter bears the impression of a crab. A crab? Again with the crabs?
When you arrive, come to my manor. We have other matters to discuss.
What, to the crabs?
This small-town peasant has some nerve to be giving me instructions.
So, what was that Nippon Ichi game? Witch and 100 Night or something like that? Like, the voice acting, I think that might have been the same female, but I could be wrong. I don't know, it's been a while.
Who's this? A visitor in our town? How rare.
The one thing that's, like, slightly annoying me already is the fact the music is louder than the voice acting. So, I need to fix that ASAP.
Why, hello, puppet. What's a pretty town like you doing in a girl like this?
Pulpit. Hello, pulpit. Every time I hear that word, I think of fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Immediately, just, hello, pulpit.
Anyways, could you maybe spare some change? I already spent all my booze money for today.
Oh, and before anybody gets mad at me for not playing this with Japanese VO, I really like Nippon Ichi Software's voice acting crew that they use, or the people they pick for voice acting is usually pretty good or funny or just fits perfectly, so that's why I'm doing the English dub, in case anybody's wondering. I don't think a lot of people are going to argue with me. There are some purists who are like, no, you must play it in Japanese, it's a Japanese game. No, you don't. If you played Disguise, you know full damn well that English voice acting can be both awesome and hilarious at the same time.
Huh? Hey, got a bum leg, do ya?
Oh, yes.
Huh.
Let old Newt give you a piggyback tour of our fair town. Hop on, m'lady.
Shepard leers at Dronia with a hungry look in his eyes. Oh boy.
Newt, was it? I have a sneaking suspicion that you're plenty drunk as it is.
Yeah.
I know better than to trust a drunk's memory. Besides, you don't seem quite intelligent enough to be our guide.
What'd you say?
Perhaps you've merely deluded yourself into thinking you're familiar with this town.
That's... well, you know, I know more than you at least.
Is that so? Then, do you know where I might find the Well of Kalaza?
Kalaza.
Yeah, of course. Everyone in Refrain knows about the well. It's famous. From the town gate, you just walk straight ahead to the western square. So anyways...
Straight ahead. Then I didn't need to ask you at all. We're done here. Oh, and for the record, I can't afford to waste my traveling expenses on drunk shepherds.
What? You think you can get lippy with me? Just 'cause you got a pretty face and perky knockers?
Jesus. Dronia raises her hand, her eyes glowing eerie crimson. Uh-oh.
Newt, our business here is finished.
Now piss off. Oh god, I love the dialogue.
Why, you... Suck a bitch. You ain't even that...
Shit, sorry.
Hmm?
Bah. Read my mind.
He forgot one of his lambs. What a careless shepherd. So be it. Hey, Luca!
Here I am, Madam Junia. You called for me?
Take care of this lamb for me.
Take care of it? You mean Like a pet? I get to keep it? Really?
Just make sure it behaves and keep it out of the caravan.
Baba? But really? Oh, God. It's like when my wife names stuff. It's just like, yep, we're just gonna use the first thing that pops to mind. Yeah, true story. She wants to get a fish in the worst way possible. So if we go to what was it, Petco? Yeah, we go to Petco. And, you know, this fish, and I'm kind of in tune to the idea at this point, but this is before, mind you, we go to GameStop. So she lures me into a false sense of security by going, let's go to GameStop first. So I wound up going to GameStop, wound up buying fucking The Last of Us and Dead Cells. And then it's like, yeah, we're going to go to the pet store. So we get a ride with a friend, and we go to the pet store, and it's looking at fish. And then she walks away from the fish as I'm trying to figure out what fish would be a really good pick. And I see fish that look like Nemo from Finding Nemo, and other fish that look really cool, actually. And I never realized how cool fish were, but I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, so she's over there looking at something else. I'm like, what the hell is she looking at? Long story short is, she's looking at fucking gerbils and hamsters and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, what have I done? And then she goes, oh, what do you think? This one's cute. That one's cute. I'm like, yeah. And then she goes over and they got, like, what are they? Chinchillas. And so we're looking at, she's looking at the hamsters. I start looking at the chinchilla. I actually start poking at the glass with the chinchilla in it, and I'm actually getting more and more accustomed to this like ball of fur. And I'm like, yes, it's kind of cool. How much is this chinchilla? Like $200+. I'm like, whoa. But I'm getting like sucked into this whole idea of like, yeah, another pet would be really great, you know, on top of having a fucking cat. Let's do this. And then it bounces between me wanting a chinchilla and me not wanting a chinchilla, not knowing what you need and the items and the food and all the. And in the end, we wound up coming home with a friggin' what are they called? Dwarf hamster? Dwarf something? It's a hamster, and it's just like, what the hell happened? What the hell happened? And in honor of what happened, you know, our hamster's name is Bait. Because it was a goddamn bait and switch. Like I said, real creative. Anyway, back to Baba and company. Wow, I can't believe I just told the whole story. Jesus. Married life, huh? Yeah, exactly.
She named it already. That child is usually so indecisive.
Numbers, how do they work? Numbers, you are a mystery to me. I hate you, and I hate math. I love how it looks like the Vita screen. It looks identical to the Vita screen when you save. Like, literally, you would tap the screen. You know, don't tell me anything useful. Just send me out there to die.